look in the eyes of my brother without shedding a tear for my brother.
What up? Welcome back. Another episode of the InforMILLy Honest Podcast. No, we've been away for a little bit. We want to thank y'all for joining us. It's your first time. We are four brothers from the Miller neighborhood here in Indiana coming together to discuss this thing called life, and with some random topics, some current topics, and wherever the conversation goes, wherever it goes, we pride ourselves on those three principles. You know what I'm saying with me. Being vulnerable, being forthright, and being honest. I think I said those out of order, but we're informal, and so that's what happens. Fellas, how y'all doing?
Yo. I'm doing all right.
Good.
I just want to use this time real quick to say that I hung out with the other Marcus the other day. He was a wonderful guest on the show at one point. And he looked me dead in my eyes. He said, say, man, when you guys gonna record another episode? So Marcus, this is for you, goddammit. This is for you.
Appreciate that, sir. Yeah,
yo, really quick, everybody go look up the Uno Connoisseur.
Uno
shout him out real quick.
Yes.
Right.
I don't know nobody that know Uno like him.
That is a fact.
But yeah, life be life, and I'll admit the reason we couldn't record, it was me most of those times, and that we're doing weird things. I've been in and out of town, cracking nuts and stuff. It's a lot of things. So happy to be back on here with y'all. And yo, let's jump right into it. Aaron, that I want to. What's up, Marcus?
No, I just said same.
Yeah.
Good to be back, energized. I didn't mean to cut you off. Just one word. That was just a one word.
No, I want to make sure I know. Aaron threw something in the chat, so let's hop off with this. Nice and simple. You can have one thing for free for the rest of your life. Of these 6 things, what you going with? Lights, food, concert tickets, gas, hotel rooms, or clothes and shoes. Clothes and shoes is one thing. I'll say it one more time. Flights, food, concert tickets, gas, hotel rooms, clothes and shoes. Who wants to go first?
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna have to go with food, and I feel like that's like perhaps that's the expected answer, right? That shit's not it's not exciting to any, you know what I'm saying? It's not surprising to anybody. But let's just look at the steak and potatoes of it, right? This
nice.
Shit, it's one of it is the thing that you absolutely need every day. And I think I've read something like several articles or whatever, just over the years about how, for instance, when someone's trying to downsize or they're trying like their lifestyle or save money in general, one of the things that we tend to spend too much money on, or could spend less money on, is on food. Now, okay. I know a lot of that shit is you could just stop going out versus grocery shopping or whatever. But anyway, the thing on there that you absolutely need every single day is food, or most to survive is food. So I'm going with that boring answer. I'm gonna have to leave all my Shania Twains and my shares and shit. I'm gonna have to stop buying tickets and supporting. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to leave them be, man. I'm gonna have to put them on the shelf. And
I mean, you can still, you're gonna be in the same situation you are now.
I know, but if them fucking tickets keep going up like they've been, bro, I'm gonna have to catch them on Netflix or something.
I gotta respond to that, but Marco, what you got?
So I was gonna say gas, but I just don't feel like that will even be relevant in maybe. I mean, it'll still be relevant, but not. I think they're trying to move towards electric cars, like very much so. And I I'm gonna say food too, man. I chose it in my mind before Aaron said it, and I'll stick with it.
Yeah. No cap. There's no cap in Marcus's answer.
But yeah, because I would think that like transportation would be my number one thing that I would want to take out of my like expenses.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, like, well, first of all, I don't think I fly enough for that to be worth it. And the gas thing, that would be immediately helpful. But I'm looking for the long term here. So I'm gonna go with the food. Maybe now, one thing about that, like, do they give us you said it's free, totally free. So I'm not gonna make any.
That's what I'm like. As far as I'm concerned, anything that could fall under that umbrella is covered. Whether
I
it's
thought about when you're on
groceries or fine dining.
I need to eat on vacation, whether I'm in Hawaii or
like
or the Midwest.
You show up and they just know like
food is free.
Yeah.
Hey, when I'm on the plane with the person who picked the flights, I'm gonna be having a buffet.
Exactly.
But yeah, I was about to put some unnecessary like rules on it, like how much do we get? But you said it's all free, so how much can I spend? What's my credit card limit?
That's hilarious. So I guess for me, like at first I was gonna say gas, but Marcus made a good point, and honestly, I would love to have an electric car if they were ever affordable, but because there's this one brand out that I've been following them for some years now, just for whatever reason. I just thought
Is it the Chinese brand?
I don't think so. It's called Rivian. I thought they were American.
Oh, okay.
And I've been seeing them pop up a lot now. They're like I've always thought they were cool, but so yeah, I think like in some like a good 10, 15 years, I think there'd be way more electric cars available, probably for a more affordable price. So but anyway, I'm gonna pick flights. And though I don't fly enough either, I just think that still would be cool, like that whenever I did decide to. And I probably would fly more, obviously, because because I was thinking about it like this, like, okay, so say I wanted to go like to say like a typical where flights weren't free. Say we wanted to do something on the weekend, but like kind of like go away somewhere. You probably drive, 3 hours, 4 hours at the most. But imagine being able to just hop on a plane and fly. It only got to be far.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
You could fly to like, or somewhere that's not far, but that could be cool to fly to, like, well,
Indianapolis.
Atlanta.
You got private jets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Jets?
That's true.
Dang. I'm changing it. I'm going to work in a private jet. Shit.
Yeah, that's right. You can take a helicopter to and fro.
Yeah,
Chicago to Gary Airport.
Yeah.
But no, like I would probably fly a lot more if they were suddenly free. Because for me, like it's so easy to spend little money. It's so easy for me to spend little money on vacation. That's like I could literally like. Well, I mean, if I ever had a job that would let me just leave for weeks at a time, then that'd be great. But so that might be a problem too. But I still pick flights though. I still pick flights.
Hey, I'm gonna have to get a different job if I get any of these.
Yeah,
not any of these, but flights.
Yeah,
that's gonna occupy a lot of time.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be on Adam's side because that was what I went with. Because I was looking at all of them being like food. As much as I love food, I know I'm only gonna do this to abuse any of these. So if you telling me I got free food forever, as much as I enjoy cooking, I'm going to fancy ass restaurants just to tell them they food ain't shit.
You're definitely probably gonna gain about 20 pounds over the
I'll be going there just sending stuff back just because.
And who knows that I'll actually gain weight like that because I doubt my dietary restrictions are really going to change. And I'm still gonna have whatever active lifestyle I got. So I'm like, yeah, feed me that, aged duck or whatever.
And no, it's just by the
I
end
think
it'll
you
be
just
like
have a
it'll
better
just be duck
quality.
feathers. It'll just be a delicacy, like salted, roasted duck feathers.
Right. Which I'm sure it's probably a delicacy somewhere. It's like got a fine crisp when deep fried.
Yeah.
Concert tickets, meh. Gas would be nice, but I feel like if I'm not paying for flights, I got gas money. Hotel rooms, definitely got hotel room money. I'm not paying for fucking flights. So, like, I was looking at tickets for the Black Star Festival, the one that Chance and Vic Mensa are putting on in Ghana.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, I hear about that. That sounds cool.
So yeah, so for Chance's new album, he's doing this whole thing where like he's partnering with art galleries and all of this other kind of stuff, all their songs and artists. So he's throwing the first like major music festival in Ghana that's supposed to be like a big like cross-cultural sharing between African descendant people and being able to go spend time in Ghana in Accra. And so like he has like a whole
sounds emotional.
he has like package deals and there's like a week-long experience, a 5-day and a 3-day. And I was just looking at flights and hotel. The cheapest was like $1,200 for 2 days.
Yeah.
Eliminate that fucking flight.
Yeah, it's very, very manageable after that.
Everything becomes way more manageable.
Man, I know if I chose flights, I would travel more, and I enjoy traveling. I'm just not a fan of flights, man. I'm just not a fan of being on I'm not a fan of being on flights enough to be like,
yeah, that makes sense.
I'm gonna just put that money up and just eat somewhere real nice when I get there.
I completely get it. I don't mind flying. I only get like anxious and shit after like 10 hours.
Bro, here's the thing. I don't even get anxious and shit. Here's the thing. It's like I've had two instances where I was nauseous to the point of almost, letting go on the flight. And it's just like most of the time it's fine. So I guess I don't even have a real good reason why I don't like flying. But after like those two were enough to be like, damn, it's a possibility every time when I get on this thing. It's going to be that level of an experience,
That's right.
I mean, it makes sense. It's a completely unnatural thing.
Unhealthy.
So,
unhealthy. Like, for your body is squeezed, like the pressure of being up there, your fucking organs are squeezed and shit.
I know it'd be killing my ears when I go.
Yeah.
My ears are like severely, severely. I don't know. I don't even know what.
Severely unhappy.
That's just like mad sensitive to that kind of pressure.
I don't know why my body is like it is, but it always kills my ears when you're going up.
The whole chewing gum thing don't help for you.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. What did you say?
I said the whole like chewing gum to keep your ears from popping so severely doesn't work for you.
I just
plug my nose.
I have to cover my nose and blow out.
It works.
But I have to do it so much, like it's
right.
Yeah. You know what I do? I take ginger pills, and that helps me a lot because like it's like the healthier version of like Dramamine essentially, which is like motion sickness and stuff. But growing up, I never had it, so I started doing that in the last like 6 years, and it does the trick so far, man. If you're looking for like a healthier version, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is not a fucking ad for you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I gave Chance and Vic a whole ad for
but they're doing something really cool. I don't know.
That's cool, man.
That's better than ginger, 100% ginger pills, which I do stand by, like Blue Magic. It's a brand name. I stand by it.
I feel like I've only flown twice this year, and I was to New York. So I'm like, I'm so used to traveling way more than I've been able to. And so, yeah, I'm like, if I ain't got to pay for flights, and especially if I know I got people places, like I got somewhere I can stay in Johannesburg, somewhere I can stay in Kenya, somewhere I can stay in LA or New York and all of that.
Those different area codes.
But also, I'm thinking this, like a lot of like Nat and I were just talking about this the other day, actually, about how we like enjoy, like we could definitely save money. I mean, whether it's like grocery shopping at a different place or just not eating out so much, but we have our places that we like here that are pricey, and we just know, you know what I'm saying? And whenever I've gone places too, it's that same thing. I think about, let's say the flight is $1,200 to $1,500. I'm gonna be there for a week. You could spend a pretty penny in a week on food. That's like, that shit adds up. 3 days, to 2 to 3 meals a day is gonna add up.
Depends on where you at and what the exchange rate is.
Yeah. I guess I'm just out here living my best life, but
like if you somewhere where it's $10 to our dollar, and they're like, oh yeah, that'll be $4 of their dollars. You're like, oh, I'm paying. Like, I'll gladly spend 2 quarters for this thoroughly cooked, thoroughly well cooked meal.
That's true. Yeah. I guess if I'm in Indonesia or something, then I'm good. But
yeah, exactly.
You in France, you ain't gonna have that kind of luck.
Yeah, bro, I know.
Yeah, I like going to cheap places just cause like it's so stressless or stress free to just be able to know that you can eat as well as you want to and not be fearful like, I'm gonna spend my whole budget on dinner tonight.
True, man. True. Actually, some of my favorite places in Atlanta are like bars. Actually, like nasty. Like
dive bars.
Sticky.
What's the strip club with the wings?
Kind of like a dive bar. I'm sure their menu has changed and shit, but
ain't there like a strip club down there that supposedly have like really good like wings?
Yeah,
they always talking about.
I think it's
like
Magic
every
City.
strip club that has
I think it's Magic City that's expected to have really good wings.
There's one that I think it was the year of the pandemic. There's some basketball player. I don't really follow NBA all that closely, but I just know there was a basketball player when they were in the bubble. Like he left for some reason, and he ended up getting found out that he went to this strip club. Like, I don't know if he went there just for wings, but that was like the story that he went. He left like the bubble to go to the strip club for wings. I don't know. It was
That's great.
Some bizarre story, but
I've just only been in. I've only been in Magic City to use the bathroom. They were nice enough to let me go. I was walking in there all dirty and shit from planting trees. They're like, "Yeah, I guess you can."
Was it like a daytime thing?
Yeah. Oh yeah. This was like in the morning, dog. This was like 9 a.m., 9, 10 in the morning. I was surprised they were even open. I was like, "Yo, anybody? Can I use the bathroom in here?" Like, no one was scantily clad yet.
Yeah, they had lights on them or something where it just looks like
it was just kind of
an unusual room with lights on. Like, it was actually pretty weird.
Yeah, they're about to have a magic show or something.
I'm gonna flip the question on y'all. Instead of having one of these things for free for the rest of your life, if it's one thing you can never get anything new of for the rest of your life. So with flights you ain't getting no more. You got a road trip or ferry to everything you're gonna do going forward. Food, you never get to taste anything you haven't tasted already.
You have to taste everything this far that I've tasted. I can only use that.
You can only have that.
Okay.
Concert tickets. Nah, you don't get no new concerts. You gotta just live. You gotta live with the concerts you went to.
So live with the memories, essentially. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. I'm
gonna ask you a question about each one. Okay, so what you mean?
Because they all kind of require like a different context. Like gas, like we gotta like exclude gas. Like, nah, your car don't get no more gas.
we gotta use 93, whatever the highest.
You gotta use the most expensive gas.
That premium octane, something like that. That cornstarch, bro. You better get that cornstarch.
You only get 2-star hotels.
Dang.
and clothes and shoes. You only get the clothes. You ain't growing no more, so you got these clothes.
Hold up. I just heard Adam say I can rock with that. Now, I agree. I've been to a fair share of 2-star and a 1-star, bro. That 1-star.
Once you see a roach, then that's dead. That's over.
Yeah. Yo, that 1-star lasted for half a night, bro. We had to get the fuck up out of there. But
I didn't say 1, no 2.
No,
because what is a 2-star? That's like a Is that Holiday Inn, or are they more than
that might be your typical. So let's even say lower than 2-star.
You still could be in roast territory.
You only get
Yeah.
I just said he still could be in roast territory with 2. Names.
Right, because I think La Quinta and all of them are still considered like 2. They're not 3.
All the ones in Maryville. That's why I first got. That's why I first introduced to those names. Just going to the mall and shit, and seeing like La Quintas and
right. Like hotel rooms, you only get them motels that like they got the walk up balcony situations.
Nah, just so I don't like.
They got people who just live there.
Nah, I can rock with that. Man, I could do a lot.
It's so weird to be able to just like open your door
and be there.
Right and walk right into the parking lot, man. Like,
oh my god.
There's like no view of the parking lot.
Like ain't no hallways. You just got outside. That's the only way you get anywhere else.
Yeah. Is this safe to like a Super 8 or a Motel 6 is like 1 star?
Nah, this is the local inn, right? You know, the front desk got bulletproof glass.
What's the one place on 12? That's next to McDonald's.
Mosley or something.
Yeah. They offer like rooms by the week or something like that.
And they got like 3 parking spaces.
They actually kind of renovated that spot though.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then they're redoing that whole area. All that stuff's getting redone.
But which one y'all going with?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Let me look at the list.
So remind me. So you said in regards to flights, like you have to. So in flights, do you have to live with the memories of the places you've gone, or you can only go to the same places you've gone?
You can only fly to the places you've been to, but otherwise you can't fly no more anywhere else.
Okay.
Dang.
And as far as food, you can only eat what I've eaten thus far. I have not been to Japan yet. Damn.
So that means if you pick food and you fly somewhere, you ain't gonna be able to eat the food. The food affects your choices, your flights.
Hey, you got to go to Wendy's overseas.
Oh, hey.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
Here's a good one, though.
Go ahead.
I was about to say, we should also like pick a place that we've gone to. Is like if you had to live in one place that you've flown to, where you'd be okay with eating only the food you've eaten in that city or that town or that whatever, and you had to stay there.
Oh yeah, that's like so. Let's say you choose like, okay, I just can't eat no new food, and you like let's say I flew to South Africa and I only had local South African food. That's all the fuck I can eat while I'm there.
But you had to live there. You had to stay there in a place that you know that you flow into and enjoy being at, enjoy spending time. But you had to live there for good.
That's a lot of rules.
I can live on bunny chow and cream cheese pizza. We good.
Bunny chow, cream cheese pizza. That's a life.
I don't know about the cream cheese pizza, but bunny chow's good. I had that.
Bunny chow is fucking wonderful.
I don't remember bunny chow. What is that?
What it is? It's like a curry stew in a bread bowl. That you
it's like You put the meat and stew on top of the bread, or have a bread bowl like Josh said, like they have at
like Panera or some shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go ahead and say flights, man, because I'll try some different transportation modes. I would love that. Yeah. I'll take cruises. I'll take yachts, trains. Helicopter. I'll take a chopper.
Wait, are choppers considered flights?
Yeah, dog.
They are.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty sure.
It's in the air.
So pretty much you got trains, you got boats, you got and that's all boats, yachts,
Is
ferries.
a hot air balloon a flight?
Technically,
I'm pretty sure.
It is.
going to Willy Wonka and across the
There's another word for a flight that I should know, but I cannot think of to save my life because I haven't heard it in so long.
I don't know, aerospace.
Dun, dun, dun.
Aeronautics, yes, without like
A sortie. A sortie.
A sortie.
Yeah. Now let me
That's
look
like a
it up.
military word, ain't it?
I guess so. That's the.
I
I never heard it.
since.
I never heard it until I
might have heard that
joined,
in
and
a
I haven't
game or
heard it since.
Yeah, I think I heard that in like a
yeah.
game or something like that.
It is. It's a deployment or dispatch of one military unit, be it an aircraft, ship, or troops from a strong point. But okay,
It's not even specific to
yeah.
the
Yeah, I
type
thought.
of.
Yeah.
That's dope though. That's a good word.
Word of the day.
Can you spell it? Because I've never heard this word.
It's a SORTIE.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
got you. All right, shit. I don't know, man. You said,
Yeah,
Marcus,
but
you said flights.
I'll take trains. I'll take it may be even a future transportation mode. Like you know how was it Elon Musk trying to make the
Hyperrail.
hyperspeed tunnel or whatever?
I think he was trying to do something similar. It was like under highways or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like a cart? Is it like some Futurama shit? Like what is it?
It's a thing where you drive your car on and the thing goes fast. Well, that's
so
how
like
I was explained about it. I mean, it may have changed by now, but
it's like the thing in the airport for walkers.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just like a train, like just a different type of a train, like a subway, but it's like in the tube and it's like really fast because of like magnets.
I'm sure they're
something.
working on that in places too.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe I might be thinking of a completely different format.
Yeah. Is that where's that bullet train? Is that in Japan? It goes like 500 miles an hour.
Yeah, us in China.
China. That's
I don't
incredible.
know if it goes that fast, but I mean, really,
I think it's like 200, but something.
Yeah, I think it's like 2 to 3. I know. I mean, honestly, a lot of Asian countries have them. It's not really. It's a marvel to us because we're living, 1800s.
But it's real common to them.
Yeah, like Japan, Korea, China. I know the three major. I know they definitely have them.
I was irritated because I got on the bullet train when I was in China, but it was ice on the tracks. So a trip that was supposed to be like 2 hours took 9.
Wow, that sucks. Yeah, I took one. Wait, what's that? Yeah, that was the KTX. Yeah, it doesn't feel like you're going that fast. It just, I mean, it looks like it sometimes, depending on what you're passing. Like if you're passing like a bunch of like buildings, then it'll kind of like be kind of like blurrish. But
if it's
you're
water,
just kind of like, if you're just kind of like in nature, it's kind of like, but it's really smooth. It's really smooth though. I'll give him that. Doesn't feel like shaky. Because I've been on tracks. There was a train I was on in Thailand where I literally thought we were gonna just bounce off the track because it was just like we were on like a freight train or something.
Were the other people like the local people unfazed?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, okay.
So if I gotta choose one, I think I'm going I don't know. To be completely honest, I almost want to say clothes and shoes. I'm like, I'm all right. I don't really. If I gotta stick with these clothes, but I'm gonna, live. I'm gonna be 46 wearing a Rick and Morty shirt. I'm like,
gotta have a good seamstress.
That's some apocalyptic style for real.
Yeah.
Because I only reason I can't say flights is because I hate long trips. Like if you ask me like how Aaron feels about flying, I have that kind of irritation about like just road travel. Like you telling me it's an 8-hour drive, but it's a 1-hour flight. Put me on that fucking flight. Now, long flights I'll even accept just because if it's on the other part of the world, then it just is what it is.
Yeah, you just gotta bite the bullet on that one.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going clothes and shoes, man. I'll figure that shit out. I'll get the clothes I have to be retailored into other clothes.
Yeah. I was actually about to say flights like Marcus just because I have been thinking about the fact that like I need to explore more of the US anyway, like more of this country anyway, in regards to like the natural places, you know, like national parks and whatnot. And those are definitely able to be driven to. But I think I'm gonna have to settle on clothes and shoes. I could if I have to wear sweats, do it for the rest of my fucking life, I think. You know?
Wait,
you gotta
so,
do that.
From my understanding, so y'all can't buy no more clothes, right?
Yeah, we can't get new clothes.
So you gotta wear what you own right now.
Right.
Okay.
Only major drawback I see with that is draws.
Because I got some now with hoes, and I'm like, man, these for another 40. Like, all right.
It's that waist elastic that just like be giving up in these cheap ass Ross draws.
Be cutting the sleeves off of shirts and shit and making it
right. Have denim patches on.
Can you make your own clothes?
That's what I was thinking.
That's what I was saying. Of like, if I take the clothes I got and I get them, like we go tear this up and I can get them remade into other stuff, then that's not breaking that rule.
I was talking about like growing some cotton in the backyard.
Yeah, I was thinking like, bro, I'm getting fairly decent about sewing and shit. Like I could make this work.
I guess it is. If we just make it about buying.
Yeah, bro. I just sewn, I patched up my robe. Speaking of that, I had that motherfucker for, it's the same one y'all been knowing me. I had that motherfucker for at least 16 years, yo. The same robe. The scent is in there. I can't wash it out. It's just there.
Talking about that brown one?
Yeah. The one I've been having, like, I'm sure it's on some of my Facebook pictures from like 2008, 2007 or something.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. I literally sewed the belt to it so it can't like because the loops fell off. The loops like tore it off. So anyway, so we can continue past that segment of the road segment.
You already started.
Last thing before we go to a break. Can you think of a piece of clothing or some clothing that you've had over the years that you like either held on to for a long time or you wish you still had?
That's a great question.
Wish I still had. Yeah, I'm always like leaving stuff. Not always, but sometimes I leave things that I like a lot. Like I remember this Vans hoodie that I had. I don't know if this is my answer, but this is one of the examples.
Sure.
In school, it was like a brown Vans hoodie with some stars on it, and I really liked it. But I didn't like it enough to get my sights. So I got a lot of stuff that's like that though. I don't know why. I'm sure something more valuable will come up.
Too many nights turning up, Marcus. Just turning up too many nights.
I don't even think it's that. I don't even think it's turning up. I just think it's just not even, you know.
It's funny, man. Like growing up, that's one thing that man used to always get really mad at me about is like leaving coats and jackets and shit at places. That's how I lost a lot of mine. She was like, "Yo, you're gonna have to start, learning how to sew and make your own jackets because I can't keep buying this shit. Like hold on to your shit, man."
Yo, I was mad sleepy. Got off a plane once and forgot my jacket in the overhead bin, and them niggas were like, "Yeah, that shit don't exist no more."
Yeah.
I was like, well, like I just got off the flight. They're like, "We didn't see it." That's impossible.
Damn. Now, they hit you with that Will Smith. Now, I appreciate it if you step up my face for something bad happened to you.
But I was thinking about it's two things in particular. One, I have this like big ass brass ankh that a friend of mine gave me.
I remember that.
I left in Virginia when I went to my second born mother's wedding. And I've been trying to get her to give me that shit back for like 2 years. And she just keeps either forgetting or what have you. And then the other one was
check those Instagram posts and shit. She's rocking it.
She can't spell but no, I love it. But the other one was it was a graphic tee I had when we were kids that said "Hooked on Finest Work for Me." That I love that fucking shirt, but I think,
cool, man.
But because it was like all, of course, misspelled and shit like that, and niggas the fuck out of me, and they were like, man, that dumbass nigga, that probably you made that fucking shirt, and so like I couldn't take the ridicule, and I threw that shirt away because of how badly I got roasted for wearing that shirt to school.
It'd be like that. Oh, that's happened to me enough time. Like, man, I should have like been strong and stuck through the insults, man.
Yeah.
I got this one shirt. I think it was like a baby blue Etnies. It was either Etnies or what's the other, like Hurley. It was one of the, I used to wear that motherfucker all the time, man. To school, to skate. Monday through Friday, all the weekends. You know what I'm saying? Like on breaks, I skated in that mother. Dude, it was so sweaty. It was so bad, man. But I just loved the way it fit me. I loved the color. And it was so simple. It was just all blue with like the little like stitched Etnie sign or whatever. I just really love that thing, man. It fit me so well. Like, you know how you have a shit ton you might have a bunch of stuff in your closet and only wear like 5 or 6 of the items, you know, most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I remember that shirt. I'm digging real deep.
Yeah.
And I feel
baby blue.
I might be making it up because you said it, but I feel like I do remember it. But
you remember me like raising my arms and like just the sweat stains from like years and years of use, and I only had that bitch for like 6 months. Hey, it's funny though. There's this one shirt that I had. It was actually one of my older brother Brandon. Y'all know he used to play basketball and shit. A lot, like for like I think this was back when he was in high school, maybe like a junior, senior, and I had just like entered high school. I used to rock one of his practice jerseys like it was like some real NBA shit. You know what I'm saying? I love that thing. Loved it, man. He played for Valparaiso, like another school, but yeah, I used to rock that thing like it was, you know, like it had value to me, but I was like, if I put that bitch on eBay or something, I ain't getting nothing for it. You know, there's no objective value. I rocked that thing like it was legit, man.
For me, like I've been trying to think, and then for me, I would say I had like these kind of like oddball shoes that I was just fine. Like different websites or like random stores, like what's the one next to like Guitar Center, DSW.
Yeah, DSW.
Yeah, like I would go to stores like that because you'd be surprised, like you would just find like random shoes. But anyway, I remember there was a pair of Pumas that I found in there that they were black, brown, and red. And they were kind of like a low profile looking type. Well,
I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember those.
Yeah, so I would say those. I was really feeling those. And also, I had these green Nikes. They're like forest green, but they're like you've seen shoes where they have like a strap, but it's around like the front of the foot, like over the
toe.
Yeah, well, not the toe, but kind of like yeah, it's like after the toe, what they call it, the toe box, I think.
Okay,
but like right after that part of the shoe. Anyway, I had a green pair of shoes. I think they have like some type of trainers or something like that. And I've been trying to find a shoe similar to that probably for like 10 years.
Wow.
And they actually exist. I just haven't bought them, but I've been wanting to buy something like that forever, but
Bro.
I'll probably say those two shoes. I never got into like the Jordans and all the popular shoes, like the
Right.
there's the specific shoes that everyone was supposed to like. Well, my parents wasn't spending that much money on shoes, so I never
me either.
I never got that attachment to them. So even when I could afford to buy them, I still was never really interested because I'm like, well, I just never. It was never, it was never prioritized. So it was like, well, whatever. So I would always find the oddball like Nike SBs or something like that, or
Man, you know what I was thinking? My first thought when you and Josh asked that question was like some of our AM stuff. Like, man, what did I make that I would like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking back to like some of the stuff you've sewn and all those Walmart prints that I made.
Yeah.
We tried to get the highest quality that we could at the moment.
Yeah.
Very cool shit, man.
Yeah, I've been actually trying to I've been mentally trying to get back into sewing because I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But so I've been like watching videos and this and that and trying to, just try to, I don't know, because now that I live in an apartment, I don't have access to like making things, like building things, like woodworking and all that. So it's kind of like, well, what else can I do? And there's other stuff I could do, but I don't know. It's just been like kind of idea for like half a year at this point.
Oh, because you don't have like a garage and stuff where you can keep all your tools and things. Is that what you mean? Like access in that way? Yeah.
Yeah, because I like to build, large things with wood. But I can't, really do that in an apartment. But I like jackets. I really like jackets. So I just think it'd be cool to like make them and customize the already existing ones. Just see what I come up with. Yeah.
For sure, bro. That you can definitely do it. There's I subscribed to a couple people and I'm pretty sure they've had like full on tutorials where they show you like, some of it's sped up, but they show you from start to finish. I think like from like the pattern and like once you get the materials and then.
Yep, I think stuff like that. I mean, my mom, she's been sewing for like 40 years. I mean, like she taught me how to sew originally, like when I did learn how to sew. So it's not like it's not foreign to me whatsoever. So and she still does it. She still sews and crochets, and she's got a whole little, I guess you could call it a studio, basically, in the house. And it's interesting because I thought about this recently. Like I never thought of my mom as a creative, but she is exactly a creative. Right. And like we always assign that word to like our generation. And we don't think of older people as that. It was like, well, she actually, there's a blanket that I asked her. I mean, she didn't just make it for me. I asked her to make it for me, but she crocheted me a blanket. It's just like this is awesome. like it's a legitimate nice blanket.
Yeah, man, cool. That's a very good point. Hey, I wonder how many. I think about like my grandfather kind of used to draw and shit, and then my aunt used to draw and kind of encourage me. I wonder how often that's the case. Like, is that more often the case? For a creative, like for somebody our age, that somebody in their family was just as creative or was an artist of a similar medium and encouraged them, or just, I guess it could, oftentimes it also happens that a parent or somebody just saw that you enjoyed something and encouraged you that way without actually being a creative themselves. But
yeah, sometimes talent and all of that is hereditary. You may have a different artistic medium, like my mom and my uncle sang, although neither of them were necessarily formally trained. They just grew up singing in church, but no one in my family dances.
Gotcha.
My brother plays guitar, but I don't necessarily know that anybody in my family is musically inclined.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, I mean, you did say your mom sings.
True. I mean, like playing an instrument, I guess. When I say musically inclined.
I got you.
Yeah.
For me, like I would say, to answer Aaron's question, I would say yes to both of those scenarios because I definitely know that art is artism is hereditary. Like you can pass like artistic traits to through family, because we see it all the time. Like
Right.
great athletes. All those, also they do have that training, kind of that permanent, professional trainer raising them to be a professional athlete.
Yeah.
But we also see professional athletes raise kids that aren't good at all. So
that's true.
But
we ain't gonna name no names. But
yeah, but yeah, so like I do believe that it can pass down, but I do believe it can also just be encouraged, or like there might, or maybe it was passed down, or some other art traits, but that parent or guardian just put them in just various things, and like, oh, this person didn't show any interest in that whatsoever, but when they tried it, they turned out to be a prodigy at it, or something like
just exposure. Yeah,
I'm a firm believer that everybody is like phenomenally good at something. It's just what is it?
Whether or not you find out what it is, yeah.
Yeah, I firmly believe that. It's
still
like,
working on it, Playboy. Still working on it.
Okay, well, maybe not phenomenally good at something, but I just think everyone is really good at something.
Can be inclined. Yeah.
So, and I just do. It's just like, and that's all. Like, when if we ever have kids, when I have kids, I'm like, we plan on putting them in. I mean, you can't overload. You can't but like, within reason. Like, don't just put them in the same sports that all the Black families put their kids in. Like,
right.
Basketball, football, baseball. Your kid might be like the next, I don't know,
Lionel Messi.
I was literally like Messi,
but you never know. Like for me, like for example, I wish I would have. I'm not saying I would have been a professional, but I wish I would have played tennis as a kid, because as it turns out, like my wife taught me how to play. I actually picked it up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not saying I would have been a professional or anything, but it just would have been fun to play competitively, because it was actually a really fun sport to play and watch. Yeah. And like, man, this would have been a blast to play, but now it's kind of, I mean, I can still do that, of course. And tennis is actually one of those sports that people play forever. They have leagues and they have leagues, so that is a thing, but it's just like, man, it would have been cool to try something else. So that's,
I completely get that. Like, as much as I've been in dance for pretty much my whole life, I really wish I could have gotten formal singing training. Like, I really wish I could actually sing. Yeah. One, because I just know, like, it makes me a lot more marketable and all of that. And two, because I would be like an asshole. Like I would.
That's your fundamental reason.
Oh, absolutely. Just it's different with like people who just be like singing and annoyingly and all that kind of stuff. It's one thing when they could like for real sing.
No, you're right, bro. I listened to something that Raphael posted on Instagram recently, and I was like, "You lucky son of a bitch." He posted some clip, and I was like, "You mother!" I just thought about the boatloads of vagina that would be hitting me in my face if I could. Like, you lucky son of a bitch.
I was gonna say we, but I'll speak for myself, and I'm sure y'all had y'all times too. Would be in parties, and he would sing over the radio, and girls just be like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. Wait, who?
Belly.
Oh, you said he'll be in parties?
Yeah. Like I remember being in basement parties and he'll be in the corner. Yeah, singing Genuine songs and shit. And like I remember on my first video camera, I recorded the shit. Like I used to have,
oh man.
Yeah.
Remember we watched that tape like so many.
I wish every picture video that you taken when we were a teenager, I wish you still had all of that stuff, because
yeah, man,
I had such gold.
The memories were, I just, man,
I got a video of us. That hill by that doctor's office.
Yep.
That we escaped behind. I got a video of us doing that. And you remember how them people came out messing with us? That same day.
What was it like? Just us four? Or was it
like some apartments over there? By the beach.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Was it that day when Moni and a bunch of other folks were with us, or several other folks were with us?
It might have been, yeah.
I know somebody came out in the street.
Oh, I do remember us being chased.
I
Somebody's
got
in like
that
a
on my
truck or something.
computer. I'm gonna send it to it.
Oh, Adam's talking about something different, I think.
No, I know, I know
that's
Adam,
allegedly. That's allegedly. You know what I'm saying? That's allegedly, bro.
Oh no, not that chase. It's a different chase.
Different
That's
But yeah, I'm with you, Adam. Like,
I'm like, fam, I don't know what happened on that one. Just blow my hair.
That would be dope.
I really wish that like I still had some kind of access to all of them old pictures and videos. Could have made it over to digital in a way they could have been saved or something.
Hey, I know I used to have a bunch on I haven't logged into my Facebook in a while. I wonder how much old shit we could dig up.
Nah, Facebook deleted all of that shit. Like when Facebook pretty much became like a music site, they just kind of killed everybody's profiles.
Damn.
And so they took all your pictures off and shit.
MySpace,
not Facebook. I'm sorry. MySpace did that. That would have had all of that stuff from high school.
I would love to go on MySpace one last time and get my photos off there.
Yeah, they should release that stuff.
But Facebook, I only got stuff as old as like our senior year.
Okay.
Unless it was like deliberately like older stuff that I just found and posted. But yeah, most of the old stuff is from my senior year. But I'm talking about like I had videotapes of us in middle school. I was just walking around with cameras and like just
I remember you always had a
digital technology. Yeah, Josh been on the technology.
Yeah,
you would really think that would have been like the thing I pursued. Like
for real.
That's so interesting.
I thought I was cool because I had a Neo Geo Pocket.
One of them too. Playing King of Fighters.
Hey, you know what? Going back to like Adam, you said like in the beginning, you were saying that you want to make sure that like you would make sure that you guys put your children into something other than what the typical sports that folks would play, right?
Yeah.
In their culture, in their respective culture.
Yep.
I like that we actually did that. I like that we took on skateboarding on our own accord, you know, and just think it back to how like it was such a like a wild thing for other people to see us, like at least in the school, or like in our immediate, you know, in our more immediate environments, like people would look at it like it was such a crazy thing. I'm just like, it's not.
Because it had all them tropes with it and all that, the associations.
Motherfuckers been skateboarding since the like 60s, 70s and shit. Like,
but the thing you got to get is
crazy.
Gary didn't discover the internet till 1997. And so they had no exposure to the fact that niggas also did it.
Yeah, so, it's just so wild. Like, when he said that, it clicked in my head. When Adam made that, kind of clicked in my head. Like, oh shit, we actually did that on our own accord. You know, we weren't necessarily. I remember growing up and like my cousin or my aunt. I remember he had one of them old school skateboards without like they was just straight flat. You know. I'm like, yo, at first I was thinking like, yo, I know my aunt is like, I know my aunt was creative and shit. I know she was like a woodworker and creative and all that, but
homemade skateboard.
But yeah, it's just cool that we did that kind of on our own. That just seemed to be naturally, you know, like how we
kind of who we always were, though.
We kind of veered, yeah.
Not to go down the, you know, we was a motherfuckers train.
Now I was literally about to follow it up with like, this, you know, one, yes, we're cool, but two, like, I guess you don't have to stay on this topic too long, but yeah, we're cool. But it's just really nice that we kind of took that route, man, because what's the difference? Like, we could have easily been somebody else who just stayed with the whatever was normal or expected, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I kind of feel like a lot of people who go that route are, you know, willing to brave that storm, you know, inevitably expose their children is what I'm getting at to newer things, you know.
So let me ask you this. If you had like an either or would you rather situation, would you rather have all the like creativity and ingenuity and like what's the word I'm looking for? All the inclination to be different that we had, or had grown up with money.
Oh, you motherfucker! You had to do that. You had to say that. I was like, he better not say money. He better not say money.
That's a good question.
It really is, because I think back to like my brother and sister who lived in Valparaiso, and like the trips they went on just with the school, and like their food, their lunch food was actually good and healthy.
Healthy just won the state championship in football at Valparaiso.
Yeah. And actually, like one of the dudes used to play for the Cubs, Jeff Samardzija.
Jeff Samardzija,
yeah, he used to play
in
for
the
the
Sox.
Yeah, he was a beast. He played football at Notre Dame too. He was a beast in baseball. But So I think about that, and like they had bowling as like a part of the gym. Like, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I used to be so jealous, man. Like, what the we had nacho night. I thought our nacho night was great. And I'm like, what the fuck, man?
I mean, we had the circumstances of like, I don't think anybody necessarily thought they were, mad affluent, but it was when I went to other high schools like Lake Central or stuff like that, where I was like, oh, I'm poor, apparently.
Me too, I know. Yeah, dog.
Man, I wouldn't. I don't even know. I'm thinking about this hard. I would never trade it. Like, no, there's no way, because I feel like what we learned in like going to Emerson and having that experience, like, it's invaluable. I really do believe that.
Actually, I agree too. I'm thinking, because my first thought was, if I had money, could I have gotten like some great formal training or whatever? But that formal training and all that is great, but it's different than when you have your own, like, it doesn't necessarily encourage your own style. Like, it doesn't mean you're going to remain creative and curious on your own outside of that training.
But, you have access to education and resources that provide all the opportunities for you to be able to even get exposure to, the creativity of people who, may be thinking more outside the box and whatnot, for you to be inspired and yada, yada, yada. Like, it gives you a different kind of access.
That's true.
It's not necessarily a given that if you have money, then you won't be cultured or
creative.
Exposed to creativity.
For sure. Very true.
Very true.
Very true. I don't like how y'all just. The question is, I don't like how y'all just brought some truth to my previous statement.
But that depends on the question, though. So, is the question: would you rather be yourself and yada yada, or would you be rich but with no creative? You're just rich with resources.
I think more so that you don't not that you don't how should I say, that you aren't as creative as you are now, that you gotta take the chance of what life would have been like had you had money, and not the exposure and experiences that you got.
So you're kind of starting anew with new experiences and new.
Right.
Okay. Clean slate.
Like the point where you were about to hit like something that was going to really influence the rest of your life. We could say, why not say like when we got to Emerson, whenever that was, right?
All right.
Instead of going to Emerson, you get sent out to Cherville or some other suburb, and now you like your parents come into some money. You never have to struggle in any kind of way. Like you look at the average kid at that school, like they are poor, like they're peons, and you're like, I'm turning 16 tomorrow. I told my mom I want the blue Porsche. She got me the fucking midnight blue, bitch.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. All right, check it out. I'm taking wealth and being rich, whatever. So here's why. One, doesn't fucking matter how much money my aunt would have had growing up, or we would have had as a family. Like, if I would have asked my aunt, can I have some money, for the movies, whatever, she would have said, go cut the grass again. I said, I just cut it. She said, okay, go cut somebody else's grass. Like, you're going to work. Like, that part would not have changed. Like, so I think I would have learned a lot of the hard lessons and whatnot.
Well, how you know she wouldn't be changed? How you know she wouldn't be
Bro,
different?
I don't like what you're doing to me, man. I don't like what you're doing to my last. My last few comments that I thought were legit.
No, that's a good. I mean, we got to consider all these things, but it's not. I
A lot
don't
of
think there's any
factors.
specific rules. So that's a good. That is a good point, though.
Yeah, that one, and I feel like it. I'm assuming that I would have still. I guess this is off the assumption that all the experiences and whatnot that we had made us completely. I'm like, was there any part of me that could have been there? Could I have been born more curious or just different, even without the experiences? So I would have kind of gone my own way, even if I was wealthy a little bit. You know, I would have been curious about different things. And people who are wealthy can still have really fucked up, challenging upbringing similar to mine. So I'm gonna go with the wealth. I'm gonna go with like having the money to eat well, you know, while I deal with all that bullshit. So I'm going with the wealth, yeah. And I used to go to my brothers and sisters' school in Valparaiso and see that they had a pretty dope art faculty as well. Like some of them, like there were some dope ass artists in there too. So it just shows me that, like, you know, shit's everywhere. That's my final answer, yo. Unless Marcus or Josh have anything else to say that makes me think of something I haven't thought of.
Marco, AJ, what y'all got?
No, I already said mine.
Yeah, I felt it when Adam said his, and I want to agree. But as I think about it more, I ask myself, like, I would still have the essence of who I am, you know. So maybe because like the older I get, I see how like poverty is so very harming to our obviously to our community. But I think it makes us think as if a lot of people think if you have money, then you messed up, like in a lot of ways. But it's not. It could be true, but maybe it just amplifies who you are. So I look at poverty as an unnecessary obstacle that, you know. So I think I'll take the money at the end in hopes that I will have the same whatever integrity or whatever you may call it, or because I like really cherish like my upbringing and like the schools that I went to, especially Emerson. Like that's like I hold a very, very special place for that. So it's a hard question. It's a good question, but I think ultimately I'll take the money. But not only I don't want to say like I just take the money and that like covers up everything.
No, yeah, you would rather go for the exploration of what it would be like to not live impoverished.
Yeah, because poverty is unnecessary obstacle for sure. I think that's like a.
So I've never lived in poverty, so maybe that's why I'm missing the question here.
I mean,
that's true.
That's true. Comparative impoverishment, not say like legitimate impoverishment.
Yeah, comparatively, yeah.
Because I was saying, I don't think any of us were necessarily like poor, but like in comparison to the average kid in Munster at the time, I'm like, yeah, these kids got money.
And no matter how we want to look at it, we came up in a poverty area. And,
in impoverished area.
And our schools, you know, like we're very much so impoverished.
Okay, I see what you're saying now. Okay.
Yeah.
You mean the entire environment, not necessarily your house.
Right. Like you're going to an affluent school, your the redlining has worked. So, you know,
like
y'all
you're
got all of the
raised.
resources.
Yeah.
I mean, you and Marco played football in school, and so like at Lake Central, them niggas got a whole fucking they got an NFL level gym.
It would have been way different.
Yeah, I was just talking about that. I was just talking about that with Kirsten this weekend, like how I was like, if I went to another school, just one of the bigger schools outside of the area, I really believe I would have. I don't want to be one of those guys like, man, I would have. Like,
it's a high likelihood.
But that's true because what we essentially did is went into somewhere where nobody. I mean, some people knew us, but like in that sense of an athletic, an athlete, they didn't know us in that sense.
Yeah.
So we're just going to prove ourselves from ground zero,
Yeah.
And I feel like we had enough athletes, like if we're going to speak specifically about the sports thing, to where I think we would have competed. Like I'm saying, not if we went to another school, because obviously that would have been steps up. But I guess I'm saying like if Emerson had money and like had sports.
If Emerson had sports and resources, yeah.
Especially if Emerson had if Emerson had money, like it was good, but like all of the arts would have been better. Everything would have been better.
Like
absolutely,
our arts,
sure.
Yeah, our arts department would have been like, because for me, like, it would have been cool if we at least talked about photography, even if we didn't pick up the camera.
Yeah,
like
we
would have never talked about photography. I'm sure there's a bunch of other stuff.
I'm sure we would have had a room for
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dark room and everything.
Yeah,
and we would have gotten to like go on more trips to like these museums that other people were able to, you know what I'm saying? That like we couldn't go to until we were like grown and shit, to actually experience and see some of the art that we were learning about,
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll go quick. I'm gonna go with the experience as opposed to not the money, only because
even us out.
Yeah, like I enjoy where my life has gone, and blessedly, my mom kept me from really knowing what like even the impoverishment of our area really felt like. Like, when you go kick it with at friends' houses and you see the kind of stuff they go through and whatnot, you're like, oh no, I know we ain't rich, but we also ain't this poor.
That's true. That's true, bro. That's true. That is very
I'm not
true.
trying to sound fucked up about it, but it's like there were clearly people who hurt more than we did.
Oh, for sure.
I acknowledge the privilege and all of that kind of stuff that came with that. That my mom shucked and jived for them banking ass white men, so that we did not know what the fuck that was.
That's funny. Did she work at Chase?
She worked.
Yeah,
she worked at Chase
really
before it was Chase. First bank in Chicago, Bank One. Like she went through all the mergers.
Okay, yeah. I'll never forget. You probably don't. I remember these weird moments in my life, but I remember we might have been in high school, but we went to Chicago and we actually met with your mom at her job, like outside the building. And the only reason why I remember the building, because I thought the building was cool because it's the building that like kind of slopes up on the side. Is that Chase? It used to be the Chase.
It might have been Chase at the time. I don't remember.
Okay, well, that's it. Because I remember that building. And every time I see that building when I'm in Chicago, like that's the. Did not have that flashback. It's the weirdest.
That's weird.
It's the weirdest thing.
Because the thing is that I have these like really vivid childhood memories.
Yeah.
But the older memories I don't really have.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I say, I was like, to you, it probably was like,
just another day.
That's what's interesting about our memories is like, we might remember something very vividly. And it might have been with like 4 other people, but those 4 people don't. It's like
remember it that way at all.
Yeah. And they might have something similar where you don't like. I don't know what you're talking about. Like it's the. I never.
Because thinking about like how her office used to be, that was my first exposure to cubicles.
Oh, okay.
And so I remember like the cubicle setup and being like when that opening scene from The Matrix when the agents are coming for him. Yeah, like that's how my mama's office used to look. And so, but yeah, I think we can wrap it up there, y'all. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the InforMILLy Honest podcast. You can always write us at InforMILLyHonestPodcast at gmail.com. InforMILLy Honest on all social media except Twitter. That's InforMILLy_HP. We appreciate you. We love y'all, fellas. Last thoughts.
Man. Stay safe.
Cherish all your memories growing up and get that money. Y'all, peace and much love to y'all. Thanks for listening.
Peace. Thank you for tuning in.
Every conversation you have, every connection you make, and every single person you engage that you actually care to do so with, we encourage, empower, and implore you to always be forthright, be vulnerable, and please always, if you can be, even though sometimes niggas be lying and lying be happening, but we always encourage that as often as possible. Make the ratio of lie to truth heavy on the truth side. Be honest.
Sure. The IHP tenants.
Horrible movie. Tenet, horrible movie. I
think so. Any movie you gotta watch over multiple times to figure out what's going on?
Because nothing about that movie makes sense.
I'm trying to remember that. Which one was that? I know I saw it.
That's the one with Denzel Washington's son, David.
I didn't see that one actually. I actually didn't see that one.
What's it called?
Tenet.
Oh, Tenets. Gotcha.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
I wanted to see it.
Yeah,
I appreciate the movie. It's just like the basis is kind of shaky, but then I like the acting. I like Denzel Washington's son, like how he acts, because I see him in him. But he doesn't.
What's his name?
Really...
David or something?
David Michael David, something like that.
Is it John David?
John David. Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, I remember it being two basic names.
I don't know where I got Michael from.
He kind of has his one-liner like swag.
And then you also catch him in moments where he sounds like his daddy.
Yeah, he does. Yep.
But the movie was I don't know if you want
to. No, we should really
without shedding a tear for my brother. I really want to try for my brother. Cause I truly do feel for my brother.